What's up, everyone? This is SojuTalk, your weekly shot at K-pop. We're coming at you with a super spicy episode 171, and we're recording on January 4th, 2022. I'm Doug, and joining me today, we got Warren.
Happy New Year's!
And Anita.
Hello.
And as a quick reminder, check out SojuTalk on your favorite podcast platform, sub to us on YouTube, and join the SojuTalk Discord and be a part of the nation. Okay, I am wearing an ugly holiday sweater. You know, I know it's not Christmas, and this has presents and crap, but I wanted to show it off. There is a dinosaur here, and there's also a pocket for my phone or a beer. So I just wanted to show you all.
You're like a kangaroo.
Warren has something else to say too.
I'm a little sick, so if I sound like I'm sick, that's what it is. Luckily, I tested negative the other day, so I'm good. But
there you go.
Yeah, that's why my voice is a little funky. Now you know.
Yeah,
there you go. Yeah,
we do have a COVID section as well in the news, of course, because it is what it is.
Oh, of course.
But we're now at part 1, SojuTalk episode 171. We're going to talk about 4 big new releases, choose a spicy and salt king, and hit you with the music show winners. Boom. All right. We are backlogged like 3-4 weeks here, guys.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Between the 4 we're going to cover and the other releases, plus the ones I dropped out because they were either Nugu or really holiday with like those music videos where they just sit there on stools and sing songs or something.
Yeah.
There's like 30 things that we had to go through.
Oh, man.
We got it down to 4. So if we didn't cover something you liked over break, I am sorry. But the way our show runs, we don't just talk about songs the entire time. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
These are the 4 that were voted by the Gochu Gang, our patrons. If you want an influence in that, sign up for our Patreon. The link is in the description. First release, though, BamBam. You know, GOT7's BamBam released Who Are You featuring Seulgi from Red Velvet. He is now in Abyss Company, debuted 2014 with GOT7. His last 2 solo songs were Ribbon and Beat Your Best, and he has 32 music show wins with GOT7. When I started this song, I was like, BamBam and Seulgi, that would have never happened if he was still in JYP, number 1.
True.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the big companies rarely do collabs.
I guess,
Number 2, I was like, yo, Warren made these predictions in the award show. One of them was chill music. I was like, bro, hitting it on the head right here. And then my last thing was, I'm surprised at this song. I didn't expect it to be like this.
The sound, maybe?
Yeah, I might not be the biggest BamBam fan. I did not know this boy had it in him to do all this choreography and keep up with Seulgi, who's obviously known as a really good dancer. Man, a really different direction than I ever thought he would go.
Same. I agree with that. I feel like I wasn't expecting this sound in general, mostly because his previous stuff seemed to be more upbeat. Same thing with his work in GOT7. So this was definitely a different perspective of him as an artist. So very, very nice. I think he pulled it off to some extent. I don't think it's perfect, but I'm not saying like, oh, this didn't match at all. I feel like it worked to some extent.
I think the background plays a little bit, right? Because the track itself is a pre-release single to a second EP. So I think the idea here was that he wants to experiment a little bit, because this is a bit of a lesser stakes situation, as well as hint a little bit towards where he's going. So my guess as to his actual title of the solo EP is gonna be, I'm gonna guess, a little bit poppy, a little bit R&B-esque, a little chill, something a little more upbeat than this. But at the same time, I agree with you guys. This song was pretty nice. It was a lot more pleasant than I expected, and pleasant is like a really deliberate adjective, like it's just you listen and it feels like a big hug. Feels like a big hug. Yeah, there was a lot of nice acoustic sounds. The chill vibe was really, really nice.
The guitar, yeah.
But at the end of the day, I did get a lot of impressions that this feels strongly like a performance piece.
Yes, 100%.
Right? How'd you guys feel about the choreo?
If you could see it, it was good.
Right.
It was like dark, like really dark.
There was actually like a video, a performance version, right? And I kind of wish they would have incorporated the shots there in the actual official one, because I don't know, it was just hard to see with all the dark colors and the shadows and the sets. I mean, it was pretty, but I feel like if that was like a main thing, and I think it is, they should have done more to make it seen.
Here's what I think, right? Like so a little preface, right? I'm not a huge choreo person, right? The choreo, the dance part of my brain is all smooth, you know. It's like all buttered
No
up.
wrinkles.
No wrinkles on that part of my brain. But while I was watching the music video, the entire time I was like, I really can't tell what dance moves they're exactly doing.
Right, yeah.
But the overall experience, the whole visual aesthetics,
The vibe, yeah.
It's kind of trendy and kind of cool, you know, like
no, I agree.
Yeah, so like I don't think it was super satisfactory if you're looking for just like dope ass choreo, but the overall result, right? The entire sum of the music and the visual aesthetics, I don't know, I think it kind of sold itself. It was really, really nice.
One thing I'll say is if I had watched this and I didn't know that this was a BamBam track,
Yeah.
I would think it would be listed as BamBam and Seulgi, Who Are You, right? Because like Seulgi is mentioned as a feature, but I feel like she did more than just a feature on this song.
True.
Is that just me?
I mean,
No,
yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
It was more like a collaboration to some extent.
Like one of those BamBam X Seulgi
Yeah.
BamBam
And-
X. So I think
Yeah,
that's what I would have been more comfortable if they had done that. Honestly, like it's coming off of BamBam's EP, but it's a BamBam X Seulgi thing. Mostly because like he sings lower than her, like you know, obviously. And when they sing on top of each other, when they both sing at the same time, he's singing very low, and it's a low where you can't really sing very loudly, and she's singing more normally. So she is distinctly louder than him or more present than him whenever they're singing together, you know?
And I think like that was probably a very deliberate decision because
For sure.
it felt like they were filling in for what the other person doesn't have, right? Like you end up with a situation where most of the song is sung together on top of each other. So in
Yeah.
that aspect, I was like, maybe one way they approached it was like, right, like the producers sat down, they recorded everything, and they were like, hey, you know, this is nice. But like the high register is kind of empty, you know? Like, why don't we fill it in with like a nice female vocalist who's also gonna help you a lot with the choreo, and you know they maybe ended up a Seulgi. I don't know, maybe that's one thing that might have happened in the studio. But the overall situation, the overall outcome was pretty enjoyable. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, yeah.
It did,
No.
right?
I didn't know what to expect, and I was very pleasantly surprised with what I got from watching this.
Same.
All right, let's move on to the second song. On Tuesday, this was on January 1st, we had Girls on Top with Step Back. So they are from SM. It's pretty much like, if you don't know what this is, if you've been off the K-pop game because of the holidays, this is the female equivalent of Super M, more or
Right.
less, right?
Yep.
It's Boa, Taeyeon, Hyoyeon, Seulgi, Wendy, Karina, Winter. Girls on Top is a new concept project which features female artists from SM Entertainment showing off new combinations of units with each theme. So starting with the first unit, Girls on Top, the beat, various combinations and attractive units will be released later. So essentially, all the female artists who are still housed under SM Entertainment, they're going to throw them into various combinations and they're going to release music. So it's not like Super M where it's like a fixed lineup, these are the Super M bros. It's more like, we're going to send out a new batch, a new combination that you've never seen before with each track, is more or less what they're doing here.
Interesting.
I like that.
That being said, it seems like they picked pretty much the A team for this one, right? Like,
They covered their bases. Yeah.
damn. This felt like, to me, if the SM female artist sang one of the NCT tracks, and I'm really down for that, to be honest.
Well,
It sounds like the SM style that they're using with a lot of the NCT tracks lately for me.
shout out to their producer, Dem Joints.
Them joints.
Yeah.
Yeah.
MVP for SM.
This is
He's,
good though.
like, he's one of the main like creative backgrounds of SM these days. Like him,
Yeah.
Kenzie, Yoo Youngjin, those three.
Oh my God,
just-
Youngjin. Yeah.
Yeah, Youngjin wrote the lyrics. As far as I can tell.
Yeah, did he do backup vocals for this too?
So
I
we
feel
heard
like
a
I
lot of
heard him.
male backup vocals here as
Right?
well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It sounded. I wouldn't be surprised if this was intended as a male track and then they transposed it for a female version. I don't know. That's what I thought might have
Yeah.
happened with all the male vocals going on in the background. But yeah, you get this industrial hip hop trap sound with a lot of like bassy sound put into it. I don't know. That was like one of the best beats I've heard from K-pop in 2022.
Very interesting.
Which doesn't say much because this is the second track of the year.
God damn it.
But like the whole like Gregorian chorus thing, like the
yeah,
that thing.
what is it, like the strings that come up in the beginning?
No, there's like a chorus, like the.
No, I know what you're saying. I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing.
Yeah. That was like not some. That's not something you see in K-pop like ever, and they did, I think, a really good job of like putting that in. So like, in terms of the beat and the production, I think like this was like really really impressive. The drum break, the dance break at the end, right? That was really cool too. Like sound wise, it made a lot of sense. Choreo performance wise, I think that made a lot of sense too. I don't know how you Anita, like. How'd you feel about the choreo with this one, given like these are
Right.
the aces?
Yeah, no, I actually wrote down in my notes as well that I was a little expectant, I guess, looking at the lineup, right? Because very obviously they covered their bases on the vocal aspects, and I think they really showed it off. But as far as choreo and dancing, I wasn't sure if it really demonstrated their abilities here. I feel like-
I agree.
Yeah.
I think the dance break was missing something.
Yeah, and I feel like it. I mean, looking at the people who were there, right? Like who had the spotlight at that point. Like I know I've seen these people dance in their respective groups and solo projects. Like they could have done something more complicated or something a little bit more, I guess, unique. I don't know. I didn't think it was. I don't think it compared to the vocal skills that were demonstrated. It kind of felt lacking, honestly.
It felt a little lacking in the rap department as well, a little bit. The what's her name? Karina, I think was fine. I think she's actually been doing really well.
Karina has been killing it lately.
She's been great. Yeah.
Like she's among all these powerful women. That girl has so much stage presence. It's ridiculous. Right? She just draws your attention. It's nuts.
Like the moment, because like she's the opener of the track as well. Like it was a great opener. Something that did let me down a little bit was some of the rap performances, namely from like Hyoyeon and whatnot. Felt like she hasn't improved since 2008, which is understandable.
Okay.
That's
I
when
also
she's
felt like
from.
it sounded like an old rap style.
Yeah. Yeah, it's okay though. Like she's not known for her rap. She's more of a dancer.
Yeah.
And I think that's the main role she plays in the track as well. Given I think she was the main lead in the dance break, right?
No,
I think.
it was Boa in
Starts
the
with
front.
Boa
It was Boa in the
here.
front.
Yeah, that was totally Boa. I don't know who said Hyun. That's stupid guy. Speaking of Boa, this is the first time we see like Boa
In a group?
In a group, yeah.
In a group?
It feels weird. I'm not gonna lie.
It does feel a little weird because she just commands so much attention herself.
She's like
Yeah.
senior directing manager Kwan over here.
She holds like multiple percentage stock of SM, I'm assuming,
Yeah.
at this point. Like
Yeah, I guess.
she's like their boss.
She's
Like-
literally manager at work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny
It
actually.
was kind of funny, yeah.
You know what? You want a fun fact is?
what's
Boa debuted before Winter was born.
Oh my god. Wow.
Imagine how
Same
that
thing.
feels
Same
for
thing with
Boa.
She debuted the same year that Karina was born. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. Well, if I was Winter or Karina, I'd be very honored.
I would be sucking up all the knowledge and know-how possible. You know, like a sponge in the room. I feel like they did a good job of focusing specifically on like the kids they see as like the centers of their respective groups at times. Like I think it was very Boa forward. I think it was very Seulgi forward, and I think it was very Karina /Winter forward.
Yeah.
To be honest, I think those were like the four main people I saw the most in this.
It did feel a little exhausting at points. Like, here's the thing: everyone's so good at vocals. It's right.
Yeah.
Other than Hyoyeon, I think it's respectable to say these are like the vocal centers of each respective group. But because they all have a very similar way of singing, Yoo Young-jin kind of way of singing.
Yes.
it feels exhausting a little bit, and those were the moments where like when Winter comes in, it feels a lot more relaxing because her register is a little lower, albeit very strong as well. But it doesn't feel like they're competing on top of each other. So that was one takeaway I had with the track, where I was like, like feels like we could do a little more with dynamics in terms of like strength, stronger vocals, and like, moments where we want to pull back and whatnot. The lyrics were also kind of controversial a bit. I think a lot of people were expecting like female empowerment messages and theming, given like that's what they said they would do in leading up to the actual release of the song. But the lyrics were not anything of that matter at all.
The lyrics are more of like a bitch step back, It's a step, really.
Oh no, really, silly girl is the
silly girl step back is literally like, it's like a fighting over a dude, essentially, is what the lyrics end up being.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like the whole thing was a little cringy. I'm not gonna lie. It was like, really.
In terms of lyrics?
Yeah, just some of the word choices and whatnot. Feels like it kind of came from the boys era of SM.
Oh, okay.
In a not good way, because those lyrics are kind of god awful as well.
Yeah.
But I mean, sound wise, I think it was great. Visual wise, it was also really amazing.
And this is not like we didn't actually get like an actual music video. It's more like a stage.
Yeah.
Is what we got.
I wish we got an actual music video though.
Same.
I kind of think so too.
Yeah. It's a bit of a letdown.
Like we were talking before the pod, one thing we mentioned is that it's a shame that there's no FX members in this, but like logistically it's probably impossible. I see that. Just a bit of a shame though, due to circumstance. I'm very excited to see what they're going to do with this going forward. Like you picked a lot of the kids who I thought would be picked as like main pieces of this thing. Like if we were building a female Super M, the lineup would probably look very similar to this.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And the difference is Super M is fixed. This isn't. So I wonder what they're going to do with the other one. Like we're probably going to get Irene and Joy, Yeri and things as well. Right. They're still around. The other aespa members, the remaining members of Girls' Generation. Who's left in Girls' Generation to come? Yuna, Sunny.
Yep. Yuna, Sunny.
Is that it?
Sohyun? Who's OGG? Isn't OGG the kids?
Sohyun might be.
Oh, yeah.
But like, yeah, so we'll have to see what they do, because some of those kids haven't, like, some of the older Girls' Generation girls haven't done K-pop in like 5 years.
It's been a minute, yeah.
It's been a minute, right?
Sunny's more of a variety girl at this point.
Are they going to convince Yuna to do K-pop again? Like, we'll have to see. No, real talk. It might happen, right? Like, I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm excited, though. All right, so that was Girls on Top. Let's move on to a big debut. We finally got the Kep1er debut with Wadada. They are from Wake One and Swing. They're kind of co-managing them. Their debut is through Girls Planet 999. Their only other song, the only one I'm going to count is the OOO, which is the theme song for Girls Planet 999.
Fair.
Okay, so this is a loaded debut because it's stemming off of a show that was very big, a survival show. A lot of politics involved in that. Finally get the debut. It was delayed because of COVID, because some kids were getting the COVIDs. Their staff was getting the COVID. They finally got it out. I like some parts of this song, and I think other parts of this song are really bad. That's like, I'm a Kep1er fan. I like Kep1er. I like the kids in this group. I watched the show, but I think some of these parts aren't that good. But at the same time, there are other parts that are very good.
Okay, what parts are good or what parts are bad?
What are the
all
pros?
of it but the O part is good.
That thing?
I went on a rant before the podcast saying, like, they were on a show called Girls Planet 999. They had a theme song for some reason that had O's in it, and now they're riding that to death. Like,
I think I understand it, because it was the circles. you know how they had that representation of the planets, whatnot, and then the circles. So it was like,
yeah, but the circles came together.
3 planets, 3 circles.
We're past the O's. We're past that.
Time
we're
to
past
move
that.
on.
We're gotta move on.
What do 3 planets have anything to do with running? That's what the song's about. They're all just running. That's the whole thing. They're like running through the entire song.
The theming, though, I guess they're stemming off of whatever the show was trying to do with the planets.
One thing that is interesting to me is the reference point is probably IOI and IZ*ONE, where typically the higher ranked you are, the more presence you have in these music videos, right? At least in the beginning, they try, right?
Yeah.
That being said, I think if you had never watched Girls Planet, you probably think that Dayeon placed 1, Shun Ting placed 2, and then like Chaehyun placed like 3 or 4. Right? No, like I don't know. I like Dayeon. I think she's great. I think she's gonna be a fantastic idol. She's gonna have a nice career. But at what point, like there was that point in the Girls Planet 999 where they just strapped a rocket to that girl and just pushed her. Then they showed her parents, her mom and her dad.
It was not subtle.
And they're still pushing it. It's incredible to me.
I mean, in the defense of Mnet and CJ, they are very talented kids, and they play significant roles in terms of pushing the song forward, especially because Dayeon is she's capable of singing and rapping and dancing all at this, so it does. I can see why creatively they decided to push the person, although it's not a good look is the issue. Yeah. Like not all listeners are gonna look at it from a producer perspective, like.
Did you like the song, Warren?
I don't know. It has like a whole like bubblegum bass kind of approach to it, right? There's like the stark bassy girl crushy moments, and then there's like the cutesy bubblegum moments, and they kind of contrast it back and forth. And my general impression is that they do neither really well. And you end up with a situation where they kind of blend in where they shouldn't. And you end up with the entire package that feels like it's kind of like half-assing both in not very meaningful or convincing ways, where you end up with a situation like I don't know, let's say you got ketchup and mustard with your fries, except both of them kind of taste like salty pickled mayo for some reason.
What?
Right? Like kind of salty and kind of sweet, but not really. Like
kind of lost me, but continue.
You get the idea, right? Like both of them, I feel like they tried to pack a lot of things. They would try to be trendy as well. And like it kind of, you end up in a situation where like, I don't think this even fits the people involved at this point. Like it felt very generically K-pop the way it's written. I don't know. Overall, it was a bit of a letdown for me. Not gonna lie.
On the topic of being a little bit too much, I also felt like visually, whatever was going on in the sets and like the number of special effects they had on like the members appearing and then disappearing, and then I don't know. I was almost wondering like, is this implying that there's powers? Is there lore here that we're getting? Like
the lore here is that all 12 members are from the Doctor Strange universe, and they they open up the portal, they go in, they show up. That's what it is.
It was a little distracting.
There's
I think
not 12 of them, my guy.
Sorry, how many?
9. There's 9.
I apologize to all the Kepler fans and Kepler. I'm sorry. It's difficult. They're just new. I forgot. I don't know. Here's the thing. Like, we had the debut of IOI, which I think was in a similar kind of realm, where it felt a little generic. It felt a little.
That one wasn't good. The debut of IOI was not good.
So the quality was also in the same realm. The theming was also a bit in the same realm in terms of the messaging. Like it's about girls working really hard, right? To achieve what they want, which I think is a great message. It's a great message for any kind of situation. Work hard, get what you want. Good old American dream. That's a great message. It is. But the song runs with this running onomatopoeia and the whole running motif. And from a Korean perspective, it felt a little bit like they're, leaning into it a little too much, like felt like there was a little too much olive oil in my pasta, a little bit, a little too greasy. It's not awful, but at the same time, it wasn't like really we're gonna have another clever pun about running, like that kind of deal. So
other things. Huning Bae got second. They barely showed her. Like I was expecting more.
True,
of her,
yeah.
Honestly,
didn't she have like 2 lines? 2 lines, I think.
If that, dude. Like
so her lines are hey, and then stand up, 우리 함께 higher, and then the third version of wadada wadada.
I know she was controversially put. Like people thought it was controversy that she's second, but like I expected her to have more screen time. To be honest,
to reflect,
I was surprised at that. Additionally. Yeah. Lyricists have been like putting really weird articles in front of words and deciding that certain words are nouns all of a sudden. Like vroom vroom vroom, I'm a supersonic. What is that? Like, dude, does no one like proofread the English lyrics? Like, that could have been easily fixed by just saying vroom vroom vroom, I'm supersonic. Like.
Well, this episode of SojuTalk is brought to you by Grammarly.
But you know what I mean though? Like as an English listener, when they say vroom vroom vroom, I'm a superstar. I'm like, hey, like every time I feel like we were in the age of terrible English and K-pop, and then it fixed for itself for a couple years, and now people don't care anymore, and we're we're regressing a little bit. Am I the only one? Am I the only one who feels that?
No, I agree.
It's getting wonkier again, right? Out of nowhere.
They don't care.
I don't get why though. Like it was good. The English and K-pop was good for a long time. Yeah, so they just decide like they just don't care anymore. It's like, oh yeah, supersonic. Yeah. That's a verb. Like I'm a supersonic. Yes, of course you're a supersonic, my guy.
Wouldn't that be a noun if it's a supersonic?
Yeah, but I don't think supersonic is like a state of like going fast and shit.
Maybe they're referring to like Sonic. Maybe that's what this is.
There's supersonic capital S.
It's an adjective, like I just said, my guy. It's an adjective. It is not a noun.
Nah, it's they're referring to Sonic the Hedgehog. That's what it is. They're gonna run.
That's why they're running. Yes.
I just feel like with a group named Kepler and a show called Girls Planet, you just commit 1,000% to the space theme. Maybe throw in some aliens. Maybe,
yes, exactly.
Like rocket ships, like crap like that. I feel like lunar eclipses. They just have to fully commit to the space thing. Honestly.
I'm looking at the lyrics part of the credits real quick. Mm-hmm. We have Prism Filter, which I think is a production team from the folks at like Bumzu and his folks, right? Pop Time's here as well. And then on the third, after 2 Prism Filter members, I'm seeing Shannon or Songyeon, formerly of Priston. She's writing lyrics.
Seungyeon from Priston.
Yeah, apparently she's writing lyrics. Yeah, she's from LA. So
it got through. I'm a supersonic. Got through somehow. I don't know. Overall, I'm still gonna watch Kepler. I like the kids in the group, but I feel like for people who do not know Girls Planet and do not like and aren't inherently biased towards liking these kids, I could see why people think like this just feels like another generic girl group debut. I honestly could.
I mean, I think they're off to a decent start. I don't think it's awful.
I don't think it's as bad as Dreamgirls, but it's definitely not as good as La Vie en Rose.
Oh.
That's the gold standard. It's the standard, though.
That's the TLDR of our entire conversation, actually.
It's true, though.
Yeah,
it's true.
That perfectly wraps it up. Yeah.
Because you got to compare it to its predecessors, 100%. All right, let's move on to the last song. 17's WOOZI, Anita, how do I pronounce his name properly?
Lil Uzi Vert.
Yeah, you got it. WOOZI.
WOOZI?
Yeah.
Okay, he released Ruby. I just want to get it right. He's from Pledis, debuted 2015 with 17. This is his first solo mixtape thing, so it's pretty much one of his first solo projects. And he has 46 music show wins with 17. Anita, did you expect a rock theme for this?
No, not at all.
Okay, go into this with your impressions of this.
Yeah, no, it's very interesting. I feel like I always viewed him as a very experimental because I think he's had a hand in a lot of the 17 production side, you know. So I know that he was doing things and he might fell into non-traditional genres, but I was not expecting this one in particular, and neither was I expecting it to be all in English. I think that also threw me off, but I guess it kind of works with the sound, and I guess it works with him to some extent. I think the talking about grammar and like do they make sense lyrics wise, I thought, yeah, this is pretty good. I don't think there was anything too, how should I say it, like too big of a mistake here and there. I think some stuff could have been worded differently, but not like terrible. And there was also like there's a particular line that I thought was interesting because he says something about what is needing a Coke Zero.
Ask me a Coke Zero to calm down. Coke
and then
Zero.
He said, "Oh, that's red too," something like that. So I thought it was interesting, especially because I don't know who wrote the lyrics or if they were written by him, somebody else originally in English. I don't know, but very interesting to see this type of work.
I'm having trouble finding the actual credits, but as far as I know, what's on Genius, it says he took part in lyrics, production, composition, arrangement, and all that. Mm-hmm. Oh wait, I found it here. Okay. Written by Shannon Bay, WOOZI, and BamBam. And then arranged by WOOZI, BamBam, building owner, Pakite. Composed by WOOZI mainly as well. So he's had a huge part in writing this song. And here's the thing. I don't really know who WOOZI is, right? As far as I know, he's one of the smaller lads of 17. I'm sorry, that's but you know, for like and overall 17 puts out good music, and I know they take part in their production as well. So I went in with kind of more than average expectation. I think those were kind of met, to be honest. What was most interesting was the whole ballad fake out thing in the beginning. Like,
oh yeah,
right? The first couple minutes, the first like 30 seconds or so, it was like a whole like orchestral ballad thing. And I was like, okay, we're just doing a winter ballad, I guess. And then we went straight into this punk thing, which I think was a bit of a nice switch up. I like the red theming in the lyrics. I'm looking at a box of Tylenol, which is also red right now. What did stand out to me a little bit is the English. And I'm going to go back to what you said earlier, because I do agree with you. There's no blaring errors in terms of grammar or spelling or any of that. And I want to preface and say, yes, I know WOOZI is not like a primarily English speaker as far as I know.
Yeah.
Right. I assume he went to the English academies like every other teenager does in Korea. But it felt, here's the thing. I think it's a good first shot in terms of writing lyrics in English. But overall, it felt like the way the English words were used, it didn't really have a good sense of rhythm. It just feels like every time I get into a groove, a different rhyme shows up or something. And I think the biggest benefit of writing lyrics in English over Korean is that it's really, really nice to have a kind of a constant groove and a good flow. And this applies to like English, like rap, vocals, whatever. And the Koreans talk about this all the time. So we're very, very aware of this. Where like Koreans, you have syllable, 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 syllable. So like it's difficult to have like a very flowy lyric all the time. And I feel like the way the words were used, we didn't really get a lot of that. Maybe I'm being too picky. I don't know. But going back to it, I don't know. That flow part was a little lacking. But that, to me, I'm willing to overlook a whole bunch. And I know I'm really, really nitpicking because this guy, he's not an English dude. Yeah. American dude or English-speaking dude, right? He's the primarily Korean-speaking dude. So I'm willing to say that's like not a huge issue at all. I also really like the red motifs.
I like the red motif too.
Yeah, Coke Zero. I don't know, like maybe YouTube. Like that's
I like
red
the
too.
Song a lot. How did we feel about like the vocal editing? I don't know how to describe it. There was like the distortion thing that was pretty much the entire time.
High pass filter.
Yeah, how do we feel about that?
I felt like it became a little detrimental because I don't know, maybe I think it's a little, like once you have that sound, right? You're kind of getting that grunginess inherently already from the instruments. So to add it to the vocals as well is kind of like sometimes over the top, I think. And I don't think you need it at that point. So I don't know. I feel like it might have been too much, especially for the whole song or in certain areas. So I don't know. I think it makes sense. I just think it wasn't necessarily needed.
Well, I liked it. It was appropriate. It wasn't annoying, and there were parts where it was a lot less, like a lot more subtle. Like once you get to the chorus and he gets like hit the high notes, it's a lot more subtle. I think.
I will say this though, if you listen to this or watch the music video, listen to the song with headphones on, I think it's great. I think it works. It has an aesthetic, the rock aesthetic. It fits, right? I also watched this music video and played it on my TV. So while I was sitting on my couch, it made some of the pronunciation worse by having it on.
The distortion.
To understand exactly what he's saying. Now, I don't know if it's just because my TV speakers are shit, but at the same time, I don't think that should be an issue that I'm having.
Yeah.
So I guess the intended listening experience is
it's definitely with headphones, 100%.
Get yourself an IMAX Dolby Surround System 3.1.
Overall, though, I liked what they did. You know, they also played around with his height, too. So you didn't compare his height to the backup dancers at the beginning. They placed him at different levels. Did you notice this?
Yeah. I thought that was really cool.
It's definitely a decision they made, right?
Yeah, I feel like a very conscious decision, but I also thought, like, dang, this is, like, definitely showing that, I guess, maybe, like, height or whatever might not be, like, something to really shy from, because the people that he was surrounded with were models.
Yeah, they're playing into it, and I like it.
Yeah, like, they were leaning into that, so I
think that was a great decision.
Confidence.
Yeah.
I mean, no idol in K-pop can do that besides him.
Right.
Honestly, yeah.
Might as well play into it.
And it's always one of the big conversation points for people who aren't like a huge into 17, you know? They just see it. They're like, man, that guy's like a normal person in this group. Interesting.
Yeah, I said that earlier. I'm sorry if I offended anybody. I'm short too, if that matters.
He's still taller than me.
Let's go to the other big releases. Y'all have to bear with me. And this is not a fully inclusive list. I did not put like all of the holiday songs, and I missed some of the smaller groups, but I had to list these ones. So this is the first one. Billy released "Snowy Day," which is a holiday song, but people really like this one a lot.
Yes.
People were already angry that we're not covering it this week.
I really like the song "Snowy Night." Very nice.
NCT 2021 released "Beautiful." Purple Kissed released "My My." aespa released their cover of Dreams Come True. Mino, this is the Shiny's Mino, released Heartbreak. One Us and One We had a collab track called Stay. Moonbyul released Chemistry. Kang Haewon released Winter Poem. Stray Kids released Placebo. Somi released Anymore. Kim Jae-hwan released Unforgettable. Oh My Girl released Shark via Universe. The Rose released Beauty and the Beast. NCT 127 released Sticker Will Not Fear remix. There's this whole remix project going on with their stuff, so that's involved in that. Okay. Moonbyul released Shutdown featuring Seulgi, who was the girl on the TXT track last year. SM Town released Hope from Kwangya.
Oh, that's a stupid name.
P1 Harmony. They could have just called the song Hope. P1 Harmony released Do It Like This, and Up Tension released Crazy About You. Jesus Christ.
Wow.
From Kwangya.
I know we're recording on a Tuesday. We normally record on Monday, but we're just getting back in the groove because of the holiday season. Barring circumstances, we'll still be recording on Mondays, but we'll have to see because, you know, there's things going on with our lives. But in terms of what we're covering, next week will be the stuff that came out today on Tuesday to next Monday. So the normal stuff. So it's still Monday to Monday is more or less how we do the show. All right, we're at Spice King now. First Spice King of 2022. The chart from the last time we did this, which was episode 169. Chungha entered the Hall of Spice with Killing Me. Lucy, Rolling Rolling picked up its first win. And NCTU Universe Let's Play Ball got third place. The new candidates this week are BamBam, Who Are You featuring Seulgi, Girls on Top, Step Back, Kepler, Wadada, and WOOZI with Ruby. I am going to flip the table this week.
All right.
I'm done with 2021. I'm done with 2021 songs.
New year, new chart.
New songs. Exactly. The song that I think is the worst out of these 4 songs is essentially, if you're flipping the table this year, the song that you don't put on the chart is the one you think it was the worst inherently. And that for me is Kepler's Wadada.
Oh boy.
Not making my chart. I'm sorry. Third place though, I put WOOZI with Ruby. That is going in third place for me. Second place is BamBam, Who Are You, featuring Seulgi. And in first place, I have Girls on Top with Step Back. Boom.
Wow.
Okay.
My chart. I'm still liking some of the songs that we had in our previous episode in the Soju chart. Except for, of course, Changha, because she's now moving on to the Hall of Spice. So there will be a new addition, I guess. So starting from the bottom, the new addition would be Girls on Top. So in third place. I don't know. I think I'm starting pretty low on this one because I think there were things that felt a little incomplete to some extent, or like where I saw they could have done more, but for some reason didn't. I.e. the choreo, i.e. the music video. I don't know. I just felt like we could have done more in that sense. But it's still really nice. I like to see the girl groups, the artists collaborate. I wish them the best, and I hope they keep doing this, because I think SM has a tendency of doing units and then kind of not following through sometimes. So hopefully that sticks. Second, I still really like Lucy. I've been on the Lucy train, per se. Rolling Rolling is really nice. Yes, check out Lucy. And in the number one spot, I still really like NCTU Universe. I feel kind of sad because I feel like this song kind of was done during the season where there's a lot of award shows, so there weren't like any proper music show. Like there were, but not as many, I guess, music show performances. But I still find it really nice. The beat is really, really good. I really like the choreo. So yeah, number one, NCTU.
Anita's still on the spin-off season from last year. I'm with Doug. I have a fresh new year.
Let's go.
New year, new me. Upgraded version, 2022 version, Warren. 2.0. All new, all fresh, all stars, hero, ultimate, unloaded, reloaded, reborn, unlimited. All right, new chart, right? I liked Lucy, I liked NCTU, but I stopped listening to them because they kind of old.
Not that old.
You know what? K-pop moves fast.
That's true. That's true.
You know, so you gotta run and keep up at the times. But you know, for all the running they did, Wadada was a little slow. That's so they're fourth. They're off my chart. Ruby by WOOZI. It was a pleasant surprise. I'm not gonna lie. I do understand. You know what? I don't know where I was going with this sentence. It's great. First on my list. It's great. Great beginning to 2022. Wow. Ruby, man, Pokemon, Sapphire, nah, play Ruby instead. Yeah. All right. Second on my list is Got the Beat with Step Back. Great beat. Is you know, it's gonna be one of the best beats I hear in 2022. I can already tell, man. That guy, them joints incoming, just incoming to 2022 with the most incoming beats. You know, like dope ass beats. And the vocal performance is crazy. The lyrics are kind of cringy. I'm not gonna lie. So that's why on first we have WOOZI. Second is Got the Beat, which puts BamBam with Who Are You featuring Seulgi on third. Nice. It was a nice aesthetic video. I have to admit, like I enjoyed a lot of it. But it didn't. The reason it's on third instead of second or first is, I don't know. It didn't have a strong like impression, you know, like
It was too chill for its own good.
yeah, a little too
Yep,
over
yep, yep.
chill, but you know.
Could have been tweaked.
All
liked it.
right,
Liked it.
the Gochu gang, they voted for all three of these songs. First place, they have Kepler's Wadada.
Oh.
It got 40
Oh.
points from them. In
man.
second place, they had BamBam with Who You Are featuring
Whoa.
Seulgi with 39 points. So it was very
Wow.
close.
Wow, 1 point.
And then in third place, they had WOOZI with Ruby with 31 points. So
much
when you
love.
total
Make it.
all this together,
What are the soloists?
the winner with only 8 points this week is Girls on Top Step Back.
Oh.
And in second place, there is a two-way tie. It is BamBam Who Are You featuring Seulgi and WOOZI Ruby. So that is the Soju chart for this week.
Did not see that coming.
Boom. Shout out
It
to
was
Got the
close. The BamBam and WOOZI both had 7 points, so it was super close.
man.
So the homies getting BamBam in second place really had big implications this week.
Yeah.
Essentially, it would have changed the whole thing. All right, finally we're at show winners. Anita, hit us with them.
Yes, we have 2 big winners. We have IVE with 11 picking up wins on the show champion Music Bank and Show Music Core. So they're up to 5 total wins with their debut. Amazing. And then we have NCTU with Universe Let's Play Ball. They won at Music Bank, and I believe Music Bank twice on Music Bank.
Yeah, it was a double Music Bank
Yes.
win.
So
I
congrats to
failed
them.
to write down how many wins that song has.
I think it's 2.
Is it
They
just
won
2?
Twice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense then. All right, so 5 wins for the debut track.
Crazy.
What a great
Crazy.
start.
I feel
Crazy
like they
strong.
need to come back in like March as soon as possible. You know,
Yeah.
run it back. I really think they need to strike when the iron's hot. I feel like they should debut they should come back the same week that the JYP group debuts. Just challenge them face up.
Dang.
Ooh,
Wouldn't that be great?
That's a big middle finger to Mr. Park.
They should
That's
though.
risky.
I want hype. I want some spice. But we're now at the end of part 1 of SojuTalk episode 171. We'll be back after a short break. 3, 2, 1.
Hello, SojuTalk Nation. This is Anita here with a quick PSA. If you would like to support SojuTalk Kpop Podcast, please like, subscribe, or follow us on whatever platform you're using. And consider joining our Patreon at patreon.com/SojuTalk or donating to us at paypal.me/SojuTalk. On behalf of the crew and myself, thank you. Now back to our regularly scheduled episode.
We are back at it with part 2 of SojuTalk episode 171, where we're going to discuss some recent K-pop news and events and give you the state of the nation. Similarly to the music, there was I think over 70 news articles I had to sift through. This is the really boiled down version, so we are definitely going to skip over some things, but let's get to it. And most of them are actually kind of small. Nothing too ridiculous happened. But number 1, in addition to Boys Planet 999 being announced at Let me start this again. In addition to Boys Planet 999 being announced at Mama, Mnet confirmed that Queendom will return with the second season in 2022.
Oh, wow.
Another one. Interesting.
Who
Okay.
are we gonna bring out this time? I'm gonna bet From Miss 9 is going to be in this 100%.
Really?
Yeah.
That would be very likely.
I'm going to bet that Stacy will probably be on it.
Oh, less likely, but probable.
Oh, do you think I wonder who they're gonna gear it to, right? Because season 1 was AOA, Mamamoo, Lovelyz, Oh My Girl, G Idol, and Pakbom for some reason.
Yeah.
Yes.
Kind of a mixed bag of groups. I wonder, but the thing is, companies as big as JYP sent the group before, right?
Someone from the stream last week was like, Rocket Punch should be on the show.
If they do a Nugu season, sure.
Rocket Punch is a Nugu, sir. What are you talking about?
You think kids who got into K-pop in 2021 are really on that Rocket Punch kick? Okay. The silence speaks volumes.
The thing that makes it interesting is that what they did with the guys, right, was Road to Kingdom
and then Full,
proper show, right? There's no road thing for this. It's just like the proper show one more time. What I think is a trend for the proper title show is veterans, quote unquote, to some extent, I guess. I don't know who there is to get on this show at this point.
There isn't enough people. That's why you get Rocket Punch on this.
I'm going to bet if they send them, right? So JYP sent Stray Kids. They won the show. They might send ITZY to this.
No.
Oh boy.
Why wouldn't they? I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility. They send Stray Kids. Stray Kids does make more money than ITZY on paper because of the album sales. They
also need a bit of a boost this year, so that might be their boost.
So that might be the plan.
Does happen?
And they already won it. So they're like, yeah, it's pretty safe to send them. It could happen.
That could. Oh, wow.
You know what? It should happen. That would be a good thing for ITZY because they need a bit of a media push, yeah.
I think so, too. You debut the new group. ITZY wins Queendom. That's a good year for them as a company.
You know who I think is also going to be likely? Weekly.
Weekly? I could 100% see that.
Yeah. Who else?
I'm telling you, they might send the Stacy girls. It pushed them in the mainstream by doing it.
Maybe.
I see there's very few other things we could throw out here. Right?
I'm trying to think.
I'm trying to think of all the rookies, right? Like, I don't think I see Espa, right?
What about A-Pink?
There's no way.
A-Pink?
A-Pink? A-Pink?
So, like, that's like the... That's like the Lovely's role, I guess, of the last
I mean, not quite, but, you know, that generation, you know?
Yeah, why don't we send SNSD OGG on here, you know? Like...
No.
Luna?
Oh,
Cosmic Girls?
That would be
Everglow?
Cosmic Girls!
Everglow? Dreamcatcher? See, I'm looking at a list of girl groups here. Like
random names.
No, Luna needs this.
Yeah, they've been around for a while.
Yeah,
Everglow could use this. Uju Sonyo could use this. Dreamcatcher could use this. Right? Like Wakey Makey, throw them on there. Cherry Bullet. They need help. Are we just gonna sit in silence, or are you guys gonna say something?
Wait, okay. I was literally just thinking Cherry Bullet, and I was not gonna mention Cherry Bullet.
Why?
Because you said no to Rocket Punch.
Oh, you think they're on the same?
No. Rocket Punch is like a tier above Cherry Bullet.
At least Cherry Bullet is sending their members onto other shows to get exposure, sir.
Well, you know, Rocket Punch is still a complete team. We're together, you know. So this is hard. Life is hard, man.
Yeah.
Money on ITZY though.
ITZY. If ITZY comes, they'll win it. They'll win it, 100%.
Well, yeah, they have.
Unless they send out someone ridiculous on the show, ITZY will win it.
I mean, you know, I'm not sure about winning. I think they'll do well.
Huh?
It's a popularity contest at the end of the day.
Yeah. ITZY still got it.
Yeah. Because if it wasn't, I think the boys had a good argument to win it.
Maybe I'm underestimating their level of popularity. I don't know. Like if we have people like Stacy on, for instance, like they have a fair shot of winning on top of ITZY. That's what
really.
Okay, yeah. I like
That's
this take.
an argument.
This is a take.
I can see how that could be taken as a spicy take, but I stand by my take. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that. Anita, we got some news about some Girls Planet girls who are ending up in a bunch of groups all of a sudden. Yeah, what's going on here?
Yes. First one, MLD Entertainment shared that Girls Planet 999 contestant Donaka Shana will be in the lineup of their upcoming new girl group to be launched in the first half of 2022. So another group under MLD is Momoland, so they'll be under the same company. Very interesting. They haven't said who else. Yeah,
Shana was close to making Kepler.
Yeah, she was
very close. MLD Entertainment though, kind of kind of sus. Like
hasn't been great with
no,
Momoland.
no. This Momoland after the boom boom, and then we had the thing like with Daisy, and then we had the thing with Nancy where she got legally filmed. Like it is like there's a bunch of crap going on with this company.
Left.
Yeah.
There also isn't a whole lot of trainees that are known in MLD at the moment.
Right.
So we have Shauna, who recently joined, and then we have Nancy Yang, which I have no other information about. And
wait, there's another Nancy? Wait, what?
Yeah, there's a Nancy Yang, apparently. That's all I know about her.
Okay.
And then we have a Maria Chantal Videla,
Okay.
who's Argentinian and Filipino.
Okay, I like that. That's spicy. Okay.
I know what I was about to say.
That's a spicy mix.
That would be something very unique for K-pop, so I'm kind of down.
Okay.
Interesting.
All right, what's the second one, Anita? This is
Second
spelled
one.
correctly as well, so don't worry. The thing.
Yeah, I had to look this up. FCENM. So this is the name of the company. Confirms the debut of 6-member girl group by the first half of 2022, and the group will consist of Girls Planet 999 participants: Kishida Ririka, Hayase Hana, Chang Jing, and Lee Yoonji. So very interesting. Another notable person under this company would be former member of UKIS, Kevin. But other than him, it's kind of not super huge company. So very interesting to see where they go.
We have
with this group.
former double S 501 member.
Right, that other guy too.
Yoo Kim. Man, that's not a name I've heard in
There
a
are
long
like
time.
these companies in Korea. Like you could make a K-pop company out of your like apartment. Honestly, it feels like sometimes. No, right? They just rent some office space and they're like, "Hey, we're a company now." You know?
No, yeah, do it from your bedroom. Why not?
Like I feel like at the lowest level of K-pop, like the Struggle City K-pop, your company is basically just managing emails for you, right? Like and like driving you around the places.
I mean, that's the very basic level of management, right?
That's
like,
exactly what it is, right? They're
Yeah.
just your secretary and driver, and gives you accommodation, and you pay them for it, right? Like
See, what's really interesting to me is how do these companies, where do they get the money? Where do they get the funds? Like debuting an entire girl group is like literally millions of dollars.
Loans.
I don't think these girls came into the show together. So just when the show ended, they found the contact info and got these kids. It seems right. Like
Yeah.
Maybe Kevin and Kyujong were watching this show and they were like, pick out the people who don't make it and make a group ourselves. Like,
yeah. So we'll have to see.
Interesting.
I'm excited that these girls get an opportunity. Hopefully it goes well. But,
Right.
you know,
Same,
K-pop is
same.
K-pop. Warren has some double Yehua news, and a lot of it's actually significant.
Yeahwa Entertainment, boys and girls, they have announced a couple things. First off, they announced a solo debut of former IZ*ONE member Cheyena for January 17th.
Oh, the duck is getting a
Wow.
debut.
Y'all thought she was joining Everglow.
I still thought she was joining
that was
Everglow.
the
You
idea.
wrong, boy.
I'm wrong. God.
Interesting.
I mean, I know she's actually like she's pretty. I wouldn't say super notable, but she's on a lot of variety crap lately.
yeah.
she keeps getting casted in things, you know, which I'm really excited about. Solo debut. That means we've gotten solo debuts from Eunbi. We got a solo debut from Joyuri. Kang Hae-won released music over the winter break as a solo, and now we have Yena already.
Solos are the way to go, I guess.
What are
guess
they gonna do with Chaewon? That's the most interesting thing to me.
Yeah, wait, that's still not anything announced, is it?
No.
No. It's so long. It's so long now from when IZ*ONE happened that it feels awkward to throw her in to Rocket Punch. You know?
Yeah, I feel like if they wanted to do it, they should have done it like
right after.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. For Cheyena, I think this is pretty exciting, right? Like she's maintained the level of relevancy. Like I think she did a stuff thing with on YouTube for a bit.
Yep.
That was pretty interesting, like you mentioned. All I hope for with the solo debut is that they do something interesting with her in terms of production. Something that sets her apart from Everglow. Something that sets her apart from the other debuts of IZ*ONE solos so far. Something that sets her apart from IZ*ONE to begin with. You know,
That's
like
tough.
well, you know, like you gotta make it. We gotta give her a very strong identity as a musician. So, that's what I'm hoping for. We'll see what happens on January 17th or on the episode 173 of SojuTalk.
Yeah, but if you see all the other crap we're doing, you better hope the Gochu Gang votes for her. There are so many songs coming up in the
Gochu
pipeline.
Gang is like strong with
Pull
one
through.
power.
Y'all better vote for Yena. I swear to God. Swear to God.
Alright, the other news from Yehua. They also started to tease their new upcoming boy group called Tempest. Now, according to the rumors, many believe that Yehua Boys consist of 7 members, including the former Produce 101 Season 2 contestants An Hyung-sup and Lee Eui-woong, as well as former Island contestant Hanbin.
Yo,
Hanbin.
Vietnam's finest,
Yeah.
Hanbin, is going to be in this group.
That would be nice.
That might be our first Vietnamese K-pop idol.
Nice.
At least on the mainstream groups and
I think so,
companies. Yeah. Shout
Can't
out
think
to
of anybody
Hanbin.
else.
Shout out to Vietnam. You know, this Tempest group, we'll have to see because Yewa has gone hyper aggressive with the Everglow's music choice, right? I wonder if they'll also do it for their guy group. What if they do a completely like bubblegum guy group? That'd be hilarious. I think the dichotomy
They
there.
could.
No,
Yes.
I think the trend has run its course where like we might go back to bubblegum soon.
Teen pop,
Ooh.
high teen,
Yeah.
whatever that thing is. Yeah,
Yeah,
they
yeah,
might do
yeah.
that,
Teen
right?
color pop bubblegum
Like,
pinky.
we might do a spring debut with pastel tones. You know, it might
Bring it
happen.
back.
Yeah.
They might run
Colored
that.
pants.
Yeoha's like they trying though. Gotta give them credit for that. You know, they're taking some risks here. I like it.
Oh, if you have also seen Under 19 from MBC a couple years ago, Song Jae-won from that show is also gonna be in this group apparently. So
Okay.
there you have it, folks.
All right. Other news. 2PM's Chansung announced his marriage and fiance's pregnancy. He will be leaving JYP Entertainment as his contract will end in January of this year. Well, now the article was written last year, so it said next year. So in 2022, so he's leaving soon, and he decided not to renew. In response, because everyone was like, "Wait, does that mean all of 2PM's contracts are up in January?" Right? Like everyone was panicking about that. But in response, JYP stated that each 2PM member has a different contract period from each other, so do not worry about that.
Well, I guess we won't be seeing a Chansung
So-
come back again and again.
There was oh, okay, dude. Hey, the group might still have a heartbeat though. All right.
Okay, that was better. That was better.
So he released a letter to the fans. He's saying like, "This is my longtime girlfriend. I was probably gonna marry her after I left the military, but you know,
Right.
we got a little surprise here." That's basically what he said. If we choose to believe him, great for him. Good luck, my guy.
Congratulations.
You know, I really, when all of these, I'm gonna be real here, right? When all of these news comes out, when these guys got their girlfriend pregnant and then they gotta have a marriage all of a sudden, you're always like, all right, you know, everyone's like rolls their eyes a little. You're like, I'm happy for them, but like, hopefully they actually like each other and this wasn't more like a, you know, Korean status thing and how it looks in the public. We gotta get married real quick, right?
Hopefully.
Because there's perception that goes along with it for sure. I remember like some dudes like they get married and they're like next month there's a kid. So the wife was like 8 months pregnant at the wedding or some shit. Like, overall though, we got to remember these are adults. You know,
Yep.
they probably
Yep.
have
31
thought this
years
out.
old, this guy.
If this is his long-term girlfriend and he was planning to marry her anyway, good. You know, happy
Good
for
on
him.
him.
He gets he's a multi-millionaire already. He's already set for life. Great. You know, time to be an adult. I like that for him. So shout out to
Congratulations to Chansung, his wife, his soon-to-be daughter, as well as his cat. Apparently got a cat.
All right.
The whole family.
On December 14th, Billboard announced that Lisa had scored her first ever entry as a solo artist on the Billboard Pop Airplay chart.
Wow.
Lisa has become the only female K-pop solo artist in the history to debut on the Pop Airplay chart.
Very interesting.
That's pretty cool.
I'm not too familiar with this chart, but it sounds
Neither
great.
am I, but it sounds like an accomplishment to me.
Yeah.
Pretty cool, yeah.
Someone in the comment section last week wanted us, like, I'm not gonna out exactly who it was. I don't remember the username, but someone wanted us to like talk about Blackpink in 2021, and like outside of the Rose and Lisa solos, they didn't release music. So, you know,
Maybe this year.
maybe
Who
this
knows?
year's
gonna be.
Who knows?
Yeah.
like I would love to talk about Blackpink, right? I think that
Yes.
they should have released a lot of music last year, as every year with them. But sometimes you don't get what you want, right? So it is what it is.
I also want to make it clear we do read all of the comments and Insta DMs.
Yeah.
we get a lot of Insta DMs and they all begin like, I don't know if you guys read this, and I'm always like, yeah, we read these.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
typically, if you get a response, it's typically Warren. So you are talking to Warren a lot of the time when you're sending those. So keep that in mind. Next one, JYP announced that for personal reasons, Jay will be leaving Day 6 effective on December 31st with his contract with the company ending.
Okay.
Wow.
This is like,
everybody's leaving JYP.
Food for thought.
This one's a food for thought because, you know,
Yeah.
Jay has a secondary career as being a streamer, sort of an offline TV friend. You know, he's in that group of friends, the group
That
of
platform.
the community of streamers, all that things. And like last year was controversial because he had some comments on one of the off TV podcasts where he was talking about K-pop. He was talking about Day 6 and how K-pop is a game where you don't have to be authentic because the company says this is your thing and you have to act like it's authentic, right? So he made comments like that. People weren't happy. You know, he publicly stated he's very happy with his streaming life and living in LA, that type of deal. So we'll have to see.
Hopefully it's for the best.
He did make comments that he does see himself performing with his bandmates in the future at some point. So I don't know what that
good.
means for him. But yeah, well, shout out to Jay. Hopefully this is the right decision for him.
Right.
But, you know, who knows what's going on behind the scenes. Other things. Co-ed group Checkmate. I remember this group. It has been announced that they are disbanding after their You activities have ended, which is their song You. The Checkmate members will start individual activities in January 2022. So it seems like the company's like, yeah, this co-ed thing ain't working. And decided to stop. I'm a little worried in terms of co-ed groups in general.
Hard.
Because, like, when's the last time we heard about Card in a hot minute?
Right.
Like, we got Gunshot, though, in 2020, but, like, we didn't get any music from Card last year in the calendar year.
Yeah.
So, a little bit worrying to me as a whole. So, yeah, I thought that was an accessory piece. Finally, all 5 members of On and Off have now enlisted in the military. And you remember, this is their scheme to all go in all together, pretty much. So that they can all get out and we could come back as quickly as possible. I'm honestly a fan of this. Like, I hate the trickle system because with a group like Super Junior, then for an entire decade, you don't have a full lineup. Right.
Yeah.
And like by the time you come back, E-Took's like 36, you know? Like it's just awkward.
Basically.
Yeah. So shout out to On and Off. I honestly think that's a really smart way to do it. If you're gonna go to the military, just go like, you know, let's go in. Maybe we even get to go together in the same platoon. Maybe we'll get in the music corps where we get to still see each other.
Oh yeah.
You know, or do something together, and then we all get out, and then we're ready to go in like 2 months, 2 years flat. You know, instead of dragging this out. I like that.
I like that too.
COVID news. So the following people tested positive: BTS's Sugar, RM, and Jin, and Kepler's Xiaoting and Mashiro. So those all happened over the break. And then additionally, Very Very canceled the remainder of their US tour after Yongsun tested positive for COVID-19.
Dang it.
Oh.
Quick disclaimer, there is Omicron. It is very contagious. Some other things, there was a study that came out recently that stated that you want to have the masks that are like government rated, right? Like K95, N95, all those, the ones with the letters and the numbers. Because it's something like if in areas where the government used masks, the COVID rate is like 30% lower or something.
Oh, wow.
And in areas where people are using like cloth masks or more handmade masks, it's only 10% lower. So it's a significant difference if you're wearing like a full regulation mask or not. But wearing any mask is better than no mask as well. So that's just what I want to say.
I was like when I went to get my test, like the guy was like screening me and he was like, "Do you have any symptoms?" And I was like, "Yeah, I have a bit of a cough and a bit of a fever." And he was like, "If that is the case, it's more likely it's Omicron than it is a cold." And I was like, "Okay." And he was like, "Yeah, like if you have any symptoms, yeah, you should brace yourself." So folks, watch out there. Like everyone that like a lot of the people I know in NYC have Omicron right now, and it's
Dang.
coming to your neighborhood soon if you're not.
And it's
there, so.
like people get COVID. That's just what happens because we don't have herd immunity, which means that enough people are vaccinated, right? That's just how it is. The best thing you can do, if this COVID thing runs, like, let's say it's here forever, right? Just because it might be, right? The way it's going. If it's like that, statistically, you'll probably get it at some point, right? Just based on, unless you stay home until you're dead, you're probably going to go out at some point. There's a good chance you might get it at some point in the next 20 years or so, right? If you do get the vaccines and stuff, you probably will get less sick, and there's a really small chance that you'll die instead of a higher chance that you'll die, right? Mm-hmm. That's just what all I'll say in terms of how I feel about it. Right?
So better odds of not dying.
Exactly.
Better odds of not dying if you get a vaccine. Statistically proven.
So this is like putting your seatbelt on when you drive, you know?
Exactly.
Or it's like people have been clamoring for the pandemic to be over, and then people are like, hey, if you do this, it could be over. Oh. And then people are like, hey, I don't want to do that, essentially. No, really, at a base level. But that's all I'll say about COVID. At the end of the day, it's a personal decision. One funny thing is there's a basketball player named Kyrie Irving who plays for the Brooklyn Nets. Because of New York's vaccine policies and stuff, he can only play in away games because he's unvaccinated. Jesus.
Oh, no.
It's actually ridiculous. So yeah, that's all the COVID stuff. That's your PSA from someone with a. If you don't know, I have a master's degree in epidemiology, which is the study of disease transferring, essentially. Yeah. Announced big comebacks though. Back to K-pop. These are only the ones that were announced that are not going to be in next week's episode, if that makes sense. So these are the future ones. So Mireille, January 12th. Hyorin, January 12th. TVXQ, Max Changmin, January 13th. Momoland on the 14th. Wheein on the 16th. Dripping, Astro, Jinjin, and Rocky, From Miss 9 and AB6 on the 17th. G-Friends Uju will be on the 18th. Pentagon on the 24th. A-Pink in February. Treasure coming soon. Kawaguchi Arena from Girls Planet coming soon. Still gosh. Victon doing this 2022 thing. So I don't know what that is about. Yo, From Miss 9, excited. Urena, yo.
Very curious.
Treasure, I'm hyped for that still. There's a lot of good stuff coming up in the pipeline.
So much stuff.
Good luck to the people voting on who to cover. I just want to cover From Miss 9 because they have a pretty good track record of music so far.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I think From Miss 9 improved their stock and their longevity significantly last year.
Yeah, with We Go and then Talk and then Hybe. So,
all right, do we want to talk about our holiday seasons now? Since we're at State of the Nation.
Sure.
Quick summary. I went to Boston for a little bit.
Oh, yeah. How's that?
It was fun. You know, we were hanging out. We saw my cousins because they live in Boston. I hung out with my sister. Nice. I think I could announce this now. Sometime in next year. No, I can announce this now.
Oh, okay.
Sometime in the future, your boy Doug's gonna be an uncle.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's happening.
You gonna get a nephew.
Or a niece, depending on
okay.
Yeah.
So that's something that happened. We've known about this for like a month or so.
Mm-hmm.
So I just decided I think it's okay to say it now.
Congrats.
Christmas and the holidays were kind of fun. You know, not as like it's. I was hoping that the holiday season of 2022 was like, yeah, we could all meet together. You really can't. You know, like we couldn't do all that much together.
Yeah.
It is what it is. We were going to do the New Year's bowing in my grandma's driveway, but I'm like, do we really want to do that? We kind of just bowed while standing, not on the knees the full way, in her driveway, because as Koreans on New Year's you're supposed to bow to the elders and all that stuff, right? Holiday's been a lot of chilling, in the game I'm playing, New World, I got promoted to the second highest level in the company, which is kind of like interesting.
Promotion.
I have responsibilities. and stuff. Yeah. Do you want me to show you my most ridiculous Christmas present?
Sure.
I'll go
What
get
is
it.
Oh, he's going to go get it now. Okay.
Oh my.
How long
What
is this
could it
going to
be?
take?
What could
Let's
it
make a
be?
guess, Anita.
Something
Make a guess.
tech wise. Yeah.
I'm going to assume it's clothing. Oh,
Oh my god.
oh boy.
What is that? Is that a helmet?
We didn't win though.
What is this?
It's a football helmet,
It's
Anita.
a football helmet. Wow.
Of Michigan. You mish Wolverines.
Whoa.
Doug isn't muting himself for some reason.
Oh, I'm here. I'm back.
Oh, there you are.
So I
like your
got
helmet.
this, even though we got our asses kicked in the football
Yeah.
game on New Year's
Ah,
Eve.
yes.
Yeah. It's okay though. Things happen.
As a Michigan fan, I thought this would just look cool on a shelf or something one day.
Wow.
No, that's pretty cool. Who got it for you?
I've got it for myself.
Cool too. Yeah.
That works.
Christmas for you.
What about you guys? You guys do anything fun?
Oh, you go first, Anita.
I did a lot of binge watching shows. That was a good chunk of my break. I caught up on some episodes of Street Woman Fighter. I know I'm very late on this. The season already ended. There was a winner. I don't know who it is because I didn't spoil it. But
Jesse.
Okay. No spoilers, please. I have a couple more episodes to go. I think like 3 more.
It's Hyoyeon of Girls' Generation.
But I don't know. I feel like I had I started watching the season, and then I took a bit of a break because other things came up, and the episodes are quite long, like an hour and a half. And I just started to pick up on it again. This show is so good. Like, it's so good. Like, if you haven't watched it and you feel like, I don't mind, like, the season already ended, right? So it's not like up to date what's going on, but definitely give it a view because it's so crazy how talented these people are, these women. Big shout out to all of the crews that participated in this show and that are still participating in the Street Girl Fighter. I don't even know what the name is, but it's like a reiteration of the show for
Street Girl Dance Fighter.
Street Girl Dance Fighter. There you go. They're doing like a younger crews, like high school age, I think. And they are like the mentors for them. I also want to watch that eventually. But definitely feel like, wow, these crews, these people, these women who participated on the show are like crazy talented. Like every episode is a storyline. And they do crazy challenges, new choreography, battles. Everything is like very impressive. So if you're a fan of choreo and would like to get to know more dancers that probably have choreographed for your favorite groups, something like that.
Who are your favorites?
Favorite crews?
Or people?
You know what? I really respect Honey J, honestly,
J?
as a leader.
Okay.
Yeah, I think like she pulled through for her crew, and I feel like as a leader herself in that position, I think she did a really great job of like leading, but also trying to listen to her crew and figuring out the best way to collaborate and really be a team in this whole show. I think that was also like a thing that came up for other crews where like leading and I guess problems with communicating and like pulling your own weight. It's very frustrating. I think there's a lot of pressure for the leaders as well because they were like the main faces for this show and they kind of still are. They're on Variety all the time and like I can see why, but it is a lot of pressure. So I really respect all of the leaders, but particularly Honey J because I think her work was like really impressive. I was familiar with her stuff previously to the show because I know she worked with Jay Park a couple years back, and maybe she's still working with them. But yeah, I just feel like I really have a new appreciation for choreographers, for all the people who do backup dancing, arranging, like all of that. Like it's tough, but they make it look easy, which is very impressive. So yeah, that was the majority of my break.
Didn't watch that show. Still haven't seen the show.
Okay.
But then again, I'm not a huge choreo person. Like I mentioned earlier, I have my dance brain is made of silicone, so it's very, very smooth. I was similar to Doug. I was visiting the West Coast. We went up to Portland for a couple of days and Seattle for a couple of days, and this is my first time visiting those two cities. Gotta say that it was very, very nice. I'm not gonna lie. Portland felt like reminded me of Ann Arbor, which is a city that our college that I graduated from, that we graduated from, is located. Has almost, I don't want to say hipster. That's not really a word people use anymore, but like very much like a almost a neighborhoody feel to the entire city. It's pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie. It's one of those cities where like if I get older, maybe like mid 30s, early 40s, I might want to move there eventually. I don't know. Yeah, that might be cool. Seattle was great too. It's a very hilly city. Which reminds me a lot of Seoul. The weather was kind of rainy throughout, but then we had a couple nice days. It's kind of what I expected.
Bro, you were bugging about the mac and cheese in Seattle.
Yo, the mac and cheese! Oh my god, bro! Boy, dude. Okay. See, there's a couple touristy spots in Seattle. One of them is called
Market, right?
Yeah, in Pike Place Market, it's called Beecher's Mac and Cheese. It's Beecher's, Beechers. You know what? Best mac and cheese I've ever had in my life, period.
Wow.
Just ever. And I want to make it clear, because I'm not even a huge fan of mac and cheese. I think mac and cheese is like, you know, it's like,
I don't really like it.
Right? Like, you'll eat it if it's Thanksgiving and you need carbs. It's about it, you know? And then I, take a spoonful of this mac and cheese. It's like super crowded. You're like standing in the corner of the store because there's no seats, and you get this like paper cup with like mac and cheese, and you're like, how good can this be? And you take a little spoon, like a forkful, and it's like, oh my goodness, Jesus, my God.
Describe the taste, if you can.
Cheesy.
It's the best you've ever eaten, for sure.
Yeah, I don't know how to describe mac and cheese. I'm not like a mukbang YouTuber.
Does it have like layers, like?
Is there a breading on top, or is it just creamy? Is it
just
creamy
just very, very creamy? No, it's very, very creamy. It's the cheese itself is very thick and very creamy and very much like engulfing of the entire thing. It's not liquidy or watery, right? It's very rich, Feels like a cheese fondue dipped whole thing,
We also figured out that there was a location in New York like last week.
I haven't been there yet.
You haven't? Okay.
I'm gonna go there this week or eventually soon. I couldn't because I thought I had COVID for a couple of days, and I was like,
it's in the Flatiron district, right?
Yeah, it's only a couple blocks from where I live, so that's gonna be great. Right now, that's where I live. I'm probably gonna move at the end of the month, so my background's gonna change again. Watch out for that. What else is in my life? I watched Spider-Man finally. Have you guys seen Spider-Man?
I have not.
I want to see it so bad.
Okay, that means I can't do spoiler discussions.
Don't spoil.
Why would you spoil it anyway? I'm sure most of our audience hasn't seen it yet.
It's been out for a couple weeks.
Too.
All of my friends, well, a lot of my friends have seen it. No, this is the third week, Anita. Are you kidding?
Did you like it?
I liked it a lot. It has
good ratings. It has good ratings.
It has good ratings for a good reason. Favorite Marvel movie of 2021.
Ooh.
Not much more to say without spoiling. So,
out of the trilogy, is it the best one? Do you think?
Yeah. Yeah. Best movie of all Spider-Man movies. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm not okay. I have to again. I'm not even a huge Spider-Man fan. Like my entire life, I've been like, Spider-Man's kind of cool. Like he's not my favorite superhero, but he's like, I get why he's popular. Yeah. He's the friendly neighborhood.
Appeal.
Right. I get the appeal. But like I was always more of a I like the sexy playboy billionaire philanthropist guy. Like I was more of an Iron Man fan. And then we get this movie, which is great. I can't say anything. I'll have to talk about it on Twitch, which will be sometime this week. Okay. And I'll be listening to more songs from 2021.
I have heard some of the stuff that happened in the movie, so it's kind of interesting.
Of course.
Of course.
You guys like spoilers.
one more thing about spoilers. I went into the movie knowing the entire plot.
Why would you do that?
Because they were leaked in like April. Like they were leaked in spring.
Why were you looking there?
Because I was curious. So I read every
then.
plot point down to every twist and turn, every little detail, and even though I knew everything that was going on, I was very emotionally invested. I got very teary at certain points. You know?
Oh no. It's gonna make me cry.
Why I'm crying, you'll have to find out in the theaters.
Oh goodness, I just reading the spoilers. I did not know this. Okay.
Why are you reading the spoilers?
Whoa!
If you're gonna read the spoilers, read all the spoilers.
Oh my god! Oh, this is insane. Okay.
I don't know which one you read, but it's an insane movie. So yeah,
Okay.
Spider-Man ends up fighting a zombie
I gotta go
version
see this now that
of
I've
Tony
read this.
Stark,
I want to go see it.
and then they go into an alternate reality where K-pop
No
is
spoilers.
Marvel.
Exactly.
So they debut as idols, and
I mean,
South
Anita,
Korea.
I'm sure you know some things about
I've
it.
heard.
Like,
you know
come
what?
on,
I've
that is
heard-
unavoidable at this point.
I've heard some rumors, but I feel like they weren't confirmed, like hard confirmed. So I'm going into like I really.
So you
don't
haven't
know.
even seen the IMDb page or something.
Nope.
Okay.
Okay, so to confirm, Tom Holland is in
Is
the
in
movie.
it? Zendaya
Yes.
is in the movie.
Zendaya is in the movie.
Correct.
Yep.
The guy who plays Ned, I'm sorry, I don't know your name. The Asian dude, the guy in the chair, he's in the
He's
movie.
in the movie. That's what I know. And then the people that showed
Jacob
up in the trailer.
Batalon, right? Jacob
Yeah,
Batalon.
Jacob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you watch the trailer,
Cumberbatch
there's
is in
another.
it. Yeah.
What?
We know that Cumberbatch is in it.
Yeah, Benedict Cumberbatch
Yes.
is in it. As
Yeah,
Doctor
we all know
Strange.
that. But other
Right.
than that, that's where we'll leave it, right?
Okay.
And Tony Stark is there, and Bruce
What?
Banner is there, and it's an
No.
Avengers.
And Natasha
round
is
four.
back from the grave, right?
Yep. And then Thanos shows up again, and they go
Yep.
up his
No.
butthole and they expand. That's it.
Ant-Man does that one, right? Yeah, right?
Yeah. Ant-Man.
Yeah,
Ant-Man was in the original Avengers movie. It's all there.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Boom.
Boom.
Summary done. Yes. All right.
All right.
I think that's it. Next week, WOOZI released a song today, and one we did tomorrow is Omega X and Uju Sonyo Chokumi. They coming
One
back.
more time.
Thursday is Alexa. Friday, Eric Nam, and on Monday, in Hypen and Kim Johan. So Johan is in a group, but they're just like, yeah, the solo thing though.
Solo things.
Right?
Okay.
I guess so.
Do your thing.
Yeah, this has been SojuTalk, your weekly shot of K-pop. We are back from the Christmas break. It's been fun. We'll get back into the groove of things. Maybe we'll do some activities at the end of the episode going forward. We'll have to play around with ideas. But I'm Doug. I'd like to thank Warren and Anita for joining me this week. We'll see you guys next time, everyone. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Special shoutouts to our Fiesta patrons: Bagel, Based Mina, Brian, Shadow, Cotton Ball, Delmonic, Ellie, Genki Boy, Goku Mama, Jacob, Liam's Games and Toys, Luke Daniels, and Jay Parks. Tier, thank you for joining SojuTalk. And special thanks to our Discord server mods: Jacob, K Music Erde, Koala, Mafiar, Max, No Bias Nuna, Tuggles, and Wolf297.